Hi everyone, I'm Dave from DerpMachina, and on today's video we're going to run through DM leveling, which is a Discord leveling service that allows you to give your community rewards for engaging on your Discord service. So sending text messages, participating in voice chats, etc, etc. It'll reward them with level ups, it can do shout outs in chat, it can do leaderboards, all that sort of stuff, but we'll run through that in a second. If you don't already know, DerpMachina is an online suite of free streamer tools designed so that you don't need to install anything locally on your machine. I'll include links down below for the tutorials how to go through the other services. But yeah, let's get down to it. As always, the first thing you're going to want to do is open the website. So head over to leveling.derpmachina.com. Sign in at the top right. I'm using my test account again, as this has never been used for leveling, so it will appear similar to what you see with the first time that you use it. And you can then begin by clicking Set It Up under the leveling menu, or by clicking your profile badge and going to My Profile. And then all the leveling pages are stored under this subheading. Remembering, of course, that if you can't see it, you might have the toggle turned off here, so make sure that's on. There's one additional change we've made since we recorded our account setup video, so depending on when you set up your account, you may need to perform one extra step. I'll show you how to do this manually later, but this is a shortcut we added in case you didn't feel like playing too much in your Discord config. All it is this button here, which grants the DerpMachina Discord bot access to manage roles on your server. We didn't add this as part of the Discord authorization above, as it only needs this access if you're going to use DM leveling to grant people roles. So if you click Enable, choose your server and click Continue, the permissions are all the same as they were before, except for this one at the top asking for role management. Once that's done, you can see down here that DerpMachina has now successfully detected that it has the permissions it needs. Now you're ready to head over to the leveling page on the left here. First, enable leveling if you want to use it. Then you can assign the number of points a community member gets for each text message they send or for each minute they spend in a voice chat. So you could say 5 points for text chats and 1 for voice, for example. I'll leave them both as 1. You can also change the points to something different if you prefer, like, I don't know, dollary doos. You've also got the option of setting an accolade multiplier. What this means is that if someone in your community gets an accolade, regardless of the platform, Twitch, Discord, Kick, YouTube, whatever, they will earn some extra XP towards their Discord level. It's a good incentive for your community to branch out and explore some of your other content for the reward of some extra points. Hopefully, it encourages people to check out your streams as well as your channels, or participate in your channel in different ways, or something like that. This can be turned on or off at will, so you could even run promotions like watch my stream this weekend, and for every accolade you earn, gain 50 times that value in dollary doos. Next, we're going to move on to what these points actually award your members. This is where you specify how many points lets a user level up and what rewards they get for it. We do have a recommended formula here, but that's just for your reference. You can set the points however you wish. This part down here is where we're going to be playing. DM levels run from a default start of 0 points and increment in levels 1 by 1. You can just use that part if you wish, but it doesn't give your community much bang for their buck, so the real value comes from linking these levels to roles. With Discord roles, you can do things like restrict access to certain channels. For example, all users can chat in general channels, but are only able to converse in content-specific channels once they reach a certain level. You can change the color, the effect on names, give people badges, give them custom emotes. there's a wealth of stuff. That part of it is all managed via Discord. So rather than going through a list of potential options here, I'll put a link in the comments below to a few articles showing off some of the things you can do with roles in Discord. Or of course you can just Google it. There's like loads of creative ideas out there. Before we play in here though, I need to show you a pertinent part of the Discord setup that you will need to complete in order for this to work. So let's open up our test Discord server. Click your server name and then server settings. Then click this roles menu item. You can see here I have 3 roles: admin, the flock, and DerpMachina. DerpMachina, of course, was created automatically when you authorized our DerpMachina bot onto your server. Here you're going to want to create any roles you wish to use for DM leveling. If you already have roles on your server and just want to use those, obviously you don't need to do this step, but it's a tutorial, so I'm going to do it. You could have something as simple as level 1, and we'll make that blue. Alongside the visual customizations for the role, you can also check what permissions they have at a server level in this tab. And on this far right tab, you can manually manage your members if you ever need to do that. I'll just speed this up a bit while I add roles 2 through 5 for the demo. So as you can see, I've set up levels 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They don't currently do anything, but they're brimming with potential. Before we go back to DM leveling, there's a couple of things we need to do. First, we need to ensure that the DerpMachina role is positioned above any roles you wish it to manage. Say, for instance, we want it to manage all of these roles, but have no control over admin. So we'd position it here. While we're here, if you edit DerpMachina and go into permissions, you can see that the Manage Roles permission here has been enabled. This is where you can adjust the setting directly from Discord rather than using the DerpMachina website if you wanted to. So if you wanted to revoke access or set it going again or whatever. In Discord, all role settings, including permissions, colors, badges, etc., are applied via this hierarchy. So if a user was a member of 2 roles, then their highest level role in this list would apply. That being said, what we actually want is for our highest roles to be at the top with our lowest at the bottoms. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then the flock is just everyone who's on the server. So this one's the highest authority and this one's the lowest. Once you're happy, save your changes, and that's all we need to do in here for now. Now you'll notice this drop-down doesn't have the new roles we created. That's because DerpMachina is a website that only queries Discord when a page is loaded. So if we hit refresh on this page, now you'll see everything is there. The first role we're going to set is our starter role. As soon as someone sends their first message or joins a voice chat, they will be added to this base role. For us, this is what the flock, so we'll choose that here. Then level 1 earns them the creatively titled level 1 role. Then we add level 2, then level 3, then level 4, and level 5. You'll see the points have been automatically assigned based on the recommended settings above. However, you can make these whatever you want them to be. For example, level 1 could be 5 points. You can't make level 2 4 points because that's lower than the preceding level. So I redact my earlier statement and move to pass an amendment to say that you may set them to whatever you want them to be within certain guidelines. I'll throw in some low test values here to demonstrate how everything works, because we obviously want our test users to be able to level up. As well as setting points growth to whatever you want, you can also have as many levels as you want. It's 100% up to you. We're just going to have 5 though. I'll show you my server later so you can see what it looks like, because I think I've got about 20. Smash that shiny save button and it will start taking effect immediately. So if someone sends 5 points worth of messages or voice chat, then they will level up to level 1. If they do another 5, they'll go on to level 2 and so on. You get the idea. Before I demonstrate that though, let's have a look at the notifications page, as this is what we use to celebrate the milestones our community achieve. We currently offer 2 types of notifications. The first is, well, the first is called notifications, which is a text announcement when a user achieves a new level. The second is a leaderboard where you can show rankings for your community. The first thing you're going to need to decide is where you want to store these. So let's head back over to Discord and view our test server. You could have these anywhere on your server, either in channels you already have, like general, or a specific channel for the messages themselves, or a mix of the two. It's up to you. For this test, we're going to create 2 new channels so that you can see the different data. As with the server roles, these ones that we just created won't have appeared yet, so we just need to refresh the page. And then you see the new channels we created. For notifications, we're going to make ours appear in the aptly titled DM Notifications channel. The text field shows the text that will be sent to the channel. Underneath this are placeholders and Discord formatting tips for how you can modify a message to make it look a bit nicer. So we could say that the user has earned these points and leveled up to level, and then the level, they are now an illustrious, and then the role, something like that. Single asterisks to italics the role. Double asterisks for bold. You can also put system emojis in, Windows button and full stop on PC or whatever the Mac equivalent is, and put, I don't know, a crown or something like that. So if we save that, and remembering that this person needs 5 messages to level up, one, 2, 3, 4, 5, providing I've actually turned this on, which I haven't. So let's toggle that and save. Then send a few more text messages. And there it is there. That number's a little high because I had sent a few test messages to test this prior to recording the video. Chicharon has earned 20. Oh, I should have put dollary dues in there, but whatever. And has leveled up to level 3. They are now an illustrious level 3. Obviously, if the role was called something more creative like Feather Plucker or something, then it would say that I had leveled up to level 3 and were now a Feather Plucker. But I was being boring. And I'm not going to re-record it. Tough tulips. One quick thing I also forgot is that you can't bold usernames because that's actually linked to the person so that they get a notification of a message, and whenever you do something like that, Discord overrides all the formatting. So if you mention a role or mention a person, any formatting disappears because it makes it clickable. The second thing you can do, actually, before I do that, I'm just going to send some other test messages so we have another user on this system. And as you can see, Spank and Tank has now leveled up. All right, back to the leaderboard. This works in a very similar fashion to the notifications. Select a channel you would like the post to be made, choose how many entries you want to show, top 10, the top 20, or maybe I want to show them all. I mean, we only have 2 users on here, but you get the point. Then save your notification settings. Now, this leaderboard post is going to update rather than write a new one each time, and it does that at 5-minute intervals. So while we wait, let's have a look at the final menu item in leveling, which is the leaderboard. This is currently just a page for you to look at to see where everyone is at, but we fully intend to give you a custom link you can share with your members so that they can click it and go have a look themselves. They can even search for their name at the top. So if you had, say, 1,000 people on your server, they don't have to trawl through pages and pages of text just to find their name. For the moment, though, it just displays here, sort of done as a proof of concept. Anyway, let's go back and see if it's loaded yet. And it hasn't. So while we wait, let's jump into my server real quick and I can show you what mine looks like. So I've got my leaderboard posting under the levels channel, which is in announcements. And there you go. That's what mine looks like after it's been running for a few days. Spank and Tank is obviously a test user and I gave him a bonus, I've forgotten how many points, a bunch, just testing to make sure that the levels improved. And then in mental note, after the video, go and remove all those. And then in the general chat, I believe, yes, there. Gretz Lily, you reached a score of 1,000 and have earned the rank Bronze 1. On my server, I have Bronze 1, 2, 3, Silver 1, 2, 3, and so on. Lots of roles. What I might do is actually pause the recording and then start it again in 5 minutes so you can actually see the thing appear. You know, watch pot never boils and all, right? Hello again. Turns out a watch pot will never boil if you don't turn the thing on. So if I actually toggle leaderboards on and save, it will appear. And there's the leaderboard. There we go. And the notifications there. And our roles are set up at the top here. And if we look at these roles, we can see that we have one person at level 1 and one at level 3. Spank and Tank is in level 1 and Chicharron is in level 3. And that, dearest viewer, is that. That's all of it for now. I hope you found it useful. I'll put links below, as usual, to all the other services that we offer and videos and the links to the aforementioned roles in Discord, blah, 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 blah. Thanks for watching. Tutty bye.